My video for January the 5th, 2020 is number 3326. The title is To the Elite, War is Just Part of a Game. Yes, I reacted to Trump's gloating over the killing of what amounts to the vice president of Iran. Of course, I oppose U.S. interventionism all over the world, as if we have some right to control other governments and try to bring them into alignment with our agenda. Or should I say, the New World Order agenda. It is true that I have had my doubts about him from the time he was elected, despite many of my friends who saw him as a savior of sorts. Indeed, the job of draining the swamp is a huge undertaking. The swamp is not a Democrat or Republican thing. It is much larger than that, larger than even what happens in the US. There is and has been a conspiracy so huge that it almost defies belief. Some have warned us of this, yet warnings continue to go unheeded. None of the mainstream media, including Fox, see this the same way I do. And I know that others can also see the bigger picture. The so-called elite are the enemies of humanity. Just consider what's on the Georgia Guidestones. Maintain healthy under $500 million in perpetual balance, maintain humanity under $500 million in perpetual balance with nature. A world court is also proposed. That's the elite's agenda. War is the agenda, regardless of who is in the White House. So is terrorism. Wake up. Yeah, I considered actually even taking down when I posted the thing about Trump declaring that some kind of a victory over the killing of the second in command of another country. I got criticism right away on Facebook when I posted it. But I didn't take it down. It's still there, along with my latest video that I just posted a little bit ago. But I had to address this thing. So many of my friends, as I said in the blurb, rejoice that Trump was elected and saw that as some kind of a positive move for humanity. I've had my doubts, as I've expressed over and over, from the beginning, because draining the swamp is not something that's going to be easy to do. I mentioned in the blurb the Georgia Guidestones. Maintain humanity under $500 billion in perpetual balance with nature. Guide reproduction wisely, improving fitness and diversity. Unite humanity with a living new language. Rule passion, faith, traditions, and all things with tempered reason. Protect people and nations with fair laws and just courts. Let all nations rule internally, resolving external disputes in a world court. Avoid petty laws and useless officials. Balance personal rights with social duties. Prize truth, beauty, love, seeking your harmony with the infinite. Be not a cancer on the earth. Leave room for nature. Leave room for nature. That's the Georgia Guidestones, folks. Can anyone besides me see the insanity in that? Whoever created that sees themselves as the just court, as the ones that are capable of handling disputes, because they have a single agenda: control the planet, reduce the world's population, kill all the useless eaters. We're talking, folks, what, 6.5 billion people? That's if there are indeed 7 billion people on the planet and growing. Kill all the useless eaters, which that's probably me. It's probably you. It's anybody that doesn't serve the agenda of those that want to control the whole world. And as I said, I watch Fox. It's the only channel that I'll watch any news on. I won't watch news on CNN, NBC, MSNBC, ABC, NBC, CBS, none of the other channels. I won't even watch them as far as news goes. I can't say that I never watch programs that are on them occasionally, but I do watch Fox from time to time because I've considered that more balanced, because it is presenting an alternative view than what the other channels seem to be putting forth. And so it's fair in that respect, but they too were praising the murder of the second in charge of another nation. What the hell is wrong with this thinking, folks? When is humanity going to wake up? Our world is run by dark forces, some of which may not even be human. And in fact, some of the ones that appear human may not even be human. There's so much deception, so many lies that have permeated our culture at every level. And when I say our culture, I'm talking about human culture. It has been disastrously overcome a long time ago, before any of us were twinkles in our great grandparents' eyes. I mean, it goes back so many generations. I couldn't put in, I'd be saying great for 10 minutes if I put, and that wouldn't even probably be all of the greats, but it's not great. It's sick. We got to start waking up. And I keep calling, as I heard, as I know many that listen to me regularly have heard me say again and again, we need a loving God to start loving. And that can only happen when that loving God takes responsibility for what has been miscreated. Not just what has been created. Much of what has been created is beautiful. But there is a miscreation that has been going on, distorting everything. Everything in our reality is mixed with confusion, mixed with lies. And the agenda, obviously, is to create conflict, not to resolve issues, but to inflame diversity, so that diversity is not a thing that is to be a goal. No, they want to keep everybody's mind focused where they, the dark forces, want it to be. This is a dark agenda, folks. When are we going to realize that there will never be a new world order that's based on controlling people? Now, do people need to have some system in place where actual crimes against others can be resolved and hopefully peaceful resolution? Of course we do. Human nature is still distorted, and people still have to test the boundaries. Every little kid tests the boundaries as they're growing up. What can I do? What can't I do? What can I touch? What can't I touch? What can I say? What can't I say? We are almost self-regulated in that way as little children, but then we become regulated by the system, and the system permeates our religions. It permeates our news media. It permeates our education system. It permeates every aspect of human life, and it's all done through the manipulation of what we exchange as value, or what we call valuable. Precious metals, even. If we change over to a precious metal-based system from a fiat system, it's not going to change anything if the same dark forces are still in control. There's no single thing that we can do short of praying and hoping that God begins to take responsibility for what's going on here on earth. Thank you, folks, for listening. Namaste.